By the way, in the Bulgarian tree, both focuses that allows you to participate in the Spanish Civil War, they have kind of a reward, special reward, each of them. The communist one will grant you best chief of air force available to Bulgaria, representing that he will be sent to the Civil War as a volunteer pilot. And then he will come back really experienced and skilled. And the fascist one, the fascist version of the focus, will make one of your generals a field marshal and improve some of their skills and his level.
Yeah, adding one skill level and receiving a random trait upon conclusion of the Spanish Civil War. I'm Daniel, and I'm here to show off Bulgaria from the Battle for the Bosphorus DLC. And today, I'm joined by...
Manuel, I'm Manuel the Zombie. Hello all, I'm the content designer that has made this new Bulgarian content.
Bulgaria in the Second World War. How was it working on it? Like, how much research did you did?
Well, I did a lot of research, a lot of documentation. I also had, I was lucky to have some already prepared documentation by William, I think, which was really, really good. And it was so interesting to get to know more about Bulgaria, because it was really, really complex, especially the politics, society. There were a lot of things going on at that time by 1930s. And I've learned a lot from it, to be honest. So yeah, I've tried to represent all this turmoil in the internal politics and internal affairs of the country. And I hope it works and people like it.
Okay, nice. I think people will like it. It's a nice tree. I've certainly enjoyed it the several times I played through it. So just a very quick go through of most of the general paths. And today, we're going to focus once again on the very far right of the tree, and this actually doing the far right path-ish. We're going to be slightly fascist, slightly neutralist, going by the king. It's not 100% set in stone exactly where we're going to go, but since we're going down this path, we're going to talk about it more later, but we can begin in the far left. So the industry part of Bulgaria, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so, sorry, I have to. All right, so to the left we have what is the industrial, military, navy tree, all of that mixed a little bit together. But to the far left we have the industrial branch, in which you have to decide, make a choice between investing in your national, your domestic industry, or relying on foreign investments and a foreign industry to develop your country. So that will set different diners available for you. And also you can, if you go with the domestic industry, you will be able to, even if you will do this slower, you will be able to have a pretty powerful industry by late game, even though in early game, mid game, you will be kind of lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
It is like being Bulgaria.
Yeah, it is a lot of focuses to do on Bulgaria. Like, it's a pretty massive tree. So you are going to have to do this. Like, do you want to continue down on my political tree, or are we going to go down the industry path? It is a bit of backing it forward, and I kind of like those stuff. It's like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice this because I want to do this instead. Like, just the beginning focus right here, that's 5% civilian construction speed. It's pretty goddamn good to get, but then I'm not going to be able to go down and get, for whatever reason, I need more fascist support or the fascist ticking, just because I am doing other stuff. So
Exactly.
in the beginning, we have two different paths that you have to pick. Either you oppose the royal dictatorship or you give power to the Tsar. So let's begin on the left side. Oppose the royal dictatorship. So you can either become communist or democratic.
Yeah, so the regime by the Tsar Boris was a very authoritative one. It was helped by the previous coup that Zveno carried out in 1934, which abolished the Tarnava constitution, dissolved the National Assembly, and so on. So the leftist parties or social parties wanted actually to oppose this regime. do that,
Just
you can
overthrow the
go.
power.
Yeah, you can go either communist and appoint communist ministers, or go towards a more democratic, liberal, capitalist approach with democratic principles.
Yeah, but
If you
once
go with
again, both
the
of these.
communist,
Yeah, sorry.
sorry,
It's
no, go
just
ahead.
once again, both of these paths are pretty aggressive either way. Like all of them lead through. I mentioned it before in the Turkish stream as well, that even the like democratic or more neutral paths, both of them have some kind of aggressive finish in all of these. Like it's a very democratic, aggressive path. Both you and Busby have gone down, and like screw not being at war. Everyone should go to war.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this entire region was in such a situation by the time the war started that it would have been really difficult to actually be out of it and not having an aggressive policy. So even if you go democratic, I mean, Greece was invaded just by Germany in a moment. So
Yeah.
after the Italian struggle and everything, but Bulgaria, it was this choice between if we oppose Hitler, they will probably just wipe out our
invaded.
country.
Yeah.
Done before. So even if you go democratic, you will have to be prepared for war and for establishing the correct alliances.
You have to make a choice either way. And of course, well, the entire communist path, you're gonna get invaded by the communists if you don't go with them. So it's like you can't stay out of the war really as Bulgaria. You have to make a choice. And I think this tree kind of really well reflects that. Or you can just go with choice as all of these nations have that, well, a Balkan confederation. We're gonna stand as the Balkans against the external threats. I like that. So it's like you have these three different massive Balkan alliances that can be created from each of these nations. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So before we jump to the more right path and more the monarchist path, we have these 4 focuses right in the middle of both of them. Well, actually, I should probably say 6 of these. They condemn Macedonian, support Macedonian, dissolve Military Union, cooperate with the Sevno, or ban far-right organization and restrain paramilitary organization. So what are these really?
So let's start with the IMRO ones, 2 towards the left. The IMRO was a kind of a terrorist organization, a revolutionary organization from Macedonia. And by this time, the IMRO specifically was a very pro-Bulgarian organization. It caused a lot of problems, and they murdered a lot of people, including the French foreign minister, and I believe it was the king of Yugoslavia, Romania, the prince. I fell right now. Sorry,
It's fine. They kill a prince.
I've got a lot of things in my head right now. So, right, whatever. And so, historically, Bulgaria kind of crushed the IMRO. The Zveno did that in 1934, but there were still some activities, especially in the Yugoslavia and Macedonia. So once the Bulgarians occupied Macedonia, they relied very much in this activity to organize the occupation and the administrations of those territories. So that's represented now. If you support the Macedonian organizations, you can. It's a bit of a gamified, but you can make those contacts with IMRO activists, arm them, support them, train them so that they can cause real trouble in both in Greece and Yugoslavia, and then even prepare your own occupation and then utilize the IMRO manpower to your own benefit.
That's pretty cool.
In the other hand, you can also condemn the organization and just wiped it out from the country, which will actually improve a lot of your relations with Balkan countries and with the allies.
Yeah, it's like plus 35 relationship with most nations, like most allied nations and Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
there are a lot of decisions and events that will rely on those specific relations. Your decisions towards your neighbors will affect relations with, for example, the United Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of these focuses just very slowly down will require you to have a good relationship with most of the majors because you're going to request aid or not from them. So it's going to be quite important which decisions if you want to support it or not. Warlike if you want to go a bit more peaceful. Otherwise, this military union inside of Bulgaria.
Yeah, so the military union was a union of military officers. Very important. They staged a coup in 1923, I believe it was. The 20s, they overthrown the Agrarian Party, which was ruling by them. They even killed the president. And then it was very associated with the Zveno because a lot of members from the military union were actually members of the Zveno too. So I kind of mix them together, and you can either cooperate with them or dissolve the military union. So Zveno staged a coup in 1934, took the power, and then they were kind of not overthrown, but the main leaders and all the Republican people or members of the Zveno were fired or were get rid of by the Tsar and other loyalist members of the Zveno, loyal to the Tsar. So that the Tsar did all that power, put a puppet president or puppet prime minister.
Yeah.
Which in fact made him the actual authoritarian figure, the new
regime
that was growing up there. So you can either dissolve the union and try to destroy all remnants of those Republican members.
Yeah.
Or cooperate with them, and that would be for your benefit because they have a lot of interesting military advisors.
I like that to get the same thing from you and Busby. I'm like, yeah, can you give me a quick rundown? And you're like, facts. I'm like, God, I want to sit and listen to this a lot more, but yeah, we only have 1 hour because we do have the release of Battle for Westeros not too far away into the future, so we only have 1 stream per nation. So I'm gonna start down the path already and start playing a bit, but in the meantime, could you describe a tiny bit more of the like monarchist, fascist branch that you can go down right here while you empower the Tsar?
Yeah, sure. So once you power the Tsar, you can either go more solid in on a aligned approach with the Tsar's regime, or just a fascist approach, appoint right-wing ministers, and expect to government eventually. However, the historical path is to go with the Tsar's regime and continue on the path, approach Germany. And this is the interesting thing in these branches. You have first the Bulgarian irredentism focus, which will get rid of this nasty second national catastrophe national spirit you have, which is getting a lot of penalties for you.
Minus 10 stability.
And then you have...
Yeah. It's like minus 10 stability, minus weekly stability, and minus war support. Luckily, it's
terrible.
Yeah, it's being counteracted right now, but it's not fun. It's not fun. Luckily, we have the Tsar's puppet like counteracting that one right now, but otherwise, you will start losing ability very early, and that's really something we don't want.
Yeah, the sooner you get rid of it, the better. So, but then you will get access to approach Germany, which is very interesting. Because once you do that, you will be able, you will improve your relations with Germany, you will get a new advisor, and you will have access to new decisions to purchase military equipment, a lot of different military equipment, which Bulgaria, by the way, lacked at this point. And it's not easy to produce more because you are at the beginning of the game, you are locked from producing like tanks, aircraft, or ships, and you don't really have the military industry for that, anyways. And you will also be able to activate a new decision, with which you can try to demand your territorial claims from past wars. Territories lost after the Balkan Wars and after the Great War. Germany, so you can negotiate with them. If they accept, they will add a state modifier to the previously lost territories, meaning that those states are now prearranged And as soon as you join the German faction and any German ally fully occupies those territories, they will be transferred to instantly. Not instantly, but I
once
think
you're
it's
fully
weekly, the
occupied.
check or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, you will get them soon enough. And then you will go to join the Tripartite Pact. Because, yeah, Bulgaria kind of tried to negotiate their territorial claims. The Allies didn't want to hear anything about that, nor did the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
But the Germans kind of promised these territorial gains.
Yeah, it's
Bulgaria.
understandable. They wanted support from whoever they could in the Balkans, because otherwise it would just take a lot of time for them to take over all of this. So it instead just give away a tiny bit of territory to Bulgarians. They would have a much
Exactly.
easier time to go down right there.
Exactly.
Right.
And the next step is the occupation. Like, Bulgaria will play the role as the peacekeepers in a lot of Balkan regions, so that Germany and Italy could move those troops, leave those troops, and then move them to other more important fronts at that time. So you will try to reproduce that, asking to secure occupation of certain territories occupied by your allies, and then the Bulgarization of the Balkans. You can even attempt to core them. It will be costly, but you will be able to core some of these territories.
Yeah, it's super useful to do. Otherwise, it's just time to play right now. Right now, I'm going a very standard build of getting the industry up and rolling, the research. I am trying to produce just some in general equipment to reinforce everything that we have. I'm putting up my troops against Romania because, well, they're the most likely target for me in any kind of war that will happen. But at the same time, they're still guaranteed by a ton of different nations. So it depends a tiny bit how we're going to do this. One way we can also do, if we want to get into an early war, is try to go for Greece. But remember, Greece is guaranteed by Romania, so we would still be at war with Romania. So Bulgaria, if they want to do any kind of quick war, they kind of pretty much need an ally, a major nation ally, in one way or another. So you have to kind of really risk it. Like, do I want to build up? Like, right now I'm building one military, one civilian, one military. Either just focus 100% military, try to get an army up and rolling super quickly, but it's gonna be a lot of effort. You want, well, something strong enough to be able to do it. So to begin with, I'm gonna go down and actually cooperate with the military faction. It's 35 days for each of these focuses. I'm gonna cooperate with the Sevno. I think I'm gonna condemn the Macedonian organization, just because it's nice, quick, easy to get a couple of good bonuses right here. And then we're going to go down, appoint the right wing. Actually, we're probably going to cooperate with the Sevno and then go down, appoint right wing ministers. So we unlock the second fascist demagogue and just continue down that path. Because we need to have rather high fascist support if we want to be able to do some of the later focuses like approach Germany, join the Tripartite Pact, or if we're just going to say screw Germany, go down to the fate of the Balkans and try to do something by yourself. It depends a tiny bit. And if we're going to found the or the Branik, or if we're going to post the Tsar, that's also going to be a bit up to you, guys in the chat. But to begin with, I'm just going to send away my, well, royalty to do a little royal visit. It is going to improve the, well, neutralist faction a bit, but it's going to give us stability as well, which is going to be super important if we wanted to post the Tsar, because, well, if we don't have enough stability when this focus finish, boom, civil war. So yeah, I'd rather not have that. And since they only have 34 stability from the very early beginning, I want to bump that up as high as possible in the beginning.
Yeah, makes sense. Like, you are in a very precarious situation and you have to take care of all this low stability, not being able to produce anything, almost anything military-wise. You have to target all these little things that are actual really big issues.
Yeah.
Before actually considering joining a war or going full in into a war or into a conquest of anyone.
Yeah, exactly. But right now we don't have, well, we can chill a bit. I need to say political power. It's also quite heavily weighing down on political power to do different action in this tree as well. And the more we go down right here, the more decisions, the more actions we're going to unlock as well. Right now, since we're going to cooperate with the Sevno, I'm going to start boosting up that support as much as possible, because this unlocks decisions to cooperate with the Sevno. If you don't, well, let's just say they might not be very happy with you. and they might try to organize a second civil war. So be careful. I'm just going to accept the communist support, and that is why also I want both of the fascist demagogue, both the fascist demagogue and the sympathizer right there that we're going to unlock from appoint right-wing minister, just to give this up and that we can be a bit more cool with making some decisions that can increase neutralists and accept some random events to boost our communist support. So this will still get enough support for us to do and continue forward with the focus tree. It's a bit give and take here and there.
Yeah, lucky for you also. The focuses to the upper half of the tree. Not all of them, but a lot of them do provide some political power to going on with this internal faction, the negotiation claims, the Imbro stuff, all of that.
And right now, 20 political power, instantly going to do the Sevno speak just to be able to do it. And one focus I do want to get down to. Wow, actually, wait, that doesn't actually, right, it doesn't exist on this side, if I remember correctly. One of these are the lovely one, like faction management, that reduce the political power by half. But that doesn't exist on the right side, does it?
No, which focus do you mean?
This one, Illusions of the Non-Partisan System.
Oh, yeah. No, you have, however, you have this low far-right organization that will make very easy to integrate the National Socialist movement.
Yeah, that is very true. We have a bunch of them that increases the National Socialist popularity right here. And I think that's exactly where we're going to go down to begin with. Allow far-right organization after this, and then integrate the Ratniks. Just so we get that recruitable population factor, and that's going to bump up our manpower. So we can do support the Spanish coup. Because if you want to support the Spanish coup and support the nationalists because we want to get some army experience, we need 3,000 manpower. So you might ask, why don't you just raise manpower law? That's also one thing. You're not allowed to raise the manpower law as long as you have army restrictions. The restrictions from the First World War were very, very harsh on the Bulgarians, and that's reflecting right here. It's actually one of the harshest one in the game, but you can get it away in a couple of simple ways. You either nice with allies, you create a faction, and you have a bunch of different decisions to either just goddamn straight out refuse or negotiate and try to remove these armor restrictions. So yeah, I'm not allowed to do this right now. So I had to figure out, so like, can I disband troops? No, I'm not even allowed to disband troops. It's like, you're locked into what you do until you have finished this one off. So that's why if you want a great army as Bulgaria, you're going to have to prepare it in other ways. And preparing it by building equipment, making sure you have everything ready for remove the decision and then start squeezing out troops and armies as quickly as possible.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, in the Bulgarian tree, both the focuses that allows you to participate in the Spanish Civil War, they have kind of a reward, special reward, each of them. The communist one will grant you best chief of air force available to Bulgaria, representing that he will be sent to the Civil War as a volunteer pilot. And then he will come back really experienced and skilled. And the fascist one, the fascist version of the focus, will make one of your generals a field marshal and improve some of their skills and his level.
Yeah, adding one skill level and receiving a random trait upon conclusion of the Spanish Civil War.
So there's the trait there.
Yeah. Let's see. Otherwise, allow far-right organizations just going to bump up the National Social movement, and it's going to legalize National Social faction, preventing us from oppressing it. So once I've done this, I'm no longer allowed to, ban it. But so far, until that happens, I'm just going to keep boosting up the Stebno, and then I'm going to try to integrate both of the other ones. Then, depending on how much political power I have, I might start to discredit both the Socialist and the Agrarian Union, but I haven't fully decided on what exactly we're going to do right there. So we're going to allow the far-right organizations right there. We are going to continue with just bolstering the Sevno support right there. We no longer get the workers' strike from the communists right there. And just continuing doing all of these decisions to bolster the Sevno and all that stuff. So right now, when we're bolstering the Sevno, we're going to get available as Chief of Army, Chief of Military High Command. We're going to get a bunch of different advisors just because they're like, okay, this guy accepts us. We are going to be available for service with him. So that's super nice.
There are like 4 or 5 Sveno advisors in total. and they're pretty good. I mean, the military advisors coming up with this Veno, they are really, really good most of the time.
Yeah, it's a military organization, so it's kind of expected that they should be pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
Let's see. So now we can establish a social renovation directory. So that's giving me tons of faction loyalty, some popularity, and it gives me 10 base stability, which is super, super nice. We're going to lose some war support from it, but I think it's kind of fine. I do want to get up there.
My actual intention with this focus that the player had a lot of choices and a lot of different ways to even follow the same branch or the same big branch.
Oh my god, I made a mistake. Hashtag fail. Oh my god.
Did you do? Oh.
I forgot that it actually promotes 10% party support, and this one requires 50% fascist support to be able to do, and that pushes down below it, so it's... Shit. Hashtag Daniel messed up.
I mean, it wasn't easy. It never was easy against Bulgaria.
Let's just promote some Bulgarian nationalists while we're at it then, and we'll wait for more fascist support to pop up. In the meantime, let's just join the act with some national socialist movements. With the power we have right now, we're going to go in and get, let's see, the second demagogue right there to just boost up fascist support even faster. Forgot about him completely. Probably that's why we had lower than I usually have support. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, there are also some events from the National Social Movement that will help you also to increase. Even if they cause some unrest, you will also have more fascist support if you are going to go with the fascist branch. Help you out with that.
Damn it. Let's see. What do we actually need right now? I love this guy. Honestly, the political advisor, we get this adept guy with political power, consumer goods minus 5%, and daily fashion support 0.05. It's a fantastic advisor. So yeah, let's just get him up and rolling and continue forward right there. And I think we're gonna replace the normal just fascist demagogue from that. Oh, actually, now we can't replace him really. God damn it! That one thing just screwed me up royally. Shit. Daniel, why do you make mistakes now? In the artillery, anti-air, very good. Congress pass, Marco Polo incident. God, so many decisions right now. Let's get anti-air, not... God damn it, let's get anti-air artillery right there. Bulgarian support. And let's see, limited... actually, this one is really good. Limited women's suffrage. Getting the women's democratic advisor right there. We gain political power, weekly stability, and democracy support. It's a fantastic advisor right now. But
especially if you want to go through the monarchist branch and do these illusions of a non-partisan system, because that focus requires you to have certain amount of democratic support. So doing this women's suffrage focus will actually help you a lot in getting to that focus. Just to the left of it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I think one of the very few female advisors you can get in the game.
For Bulgaria, is the only one, to be honest.
Yeah, for Bulgaria, it's the only one, of course.
She was, Dimitrana Ivanova was an actual really interesting woman that fought a lot for women's rights in Bulgaria in the early part of the century. So, along with other women. Well, but she was really, really interesting. And I think she was the one that I could find more documentation about from all of them.
And then, very nice. It's nice that when we have these smaller, like, known stories, really, but we push them up so people know really much about it. Oh, shit, we could have integrate them already. Integrate the National Social Movement right there with 70 party support right there. Shit, forgot about that. Worker strike right there. Yeah, once again, shit. But otherwise, this is going to be pretty fantastic as well. 120 political power, 10 base stability. But this time, screw it. We're going to wait until we're actually fascist before we do it. Because otherwise, we're just going to once again boost the neutral support. Damn it.
It's tough. It's one of the things I wanted to with this focus tree or with this country
Mm.
was that the player could be able and didn't feel so restrained with these advisors. That I wanted to provide a necessary PP so that the player could maybe replace advisors more easily. Like, oh, I need democratic support. I will take this specific advisor that will give me some democratic support to achieve to be able to unlock this focus, and then I will just get rid of it and take another one that is more convenient to me at this moment.
Yeah. It's a lot of back and forward play if you play this correctly, which I most certainly haven't done this time. So come on, negotiate the Bulgarian rearmament. Thank you. Just get that one because we're going to get slowed down right now with the entire thing. Well, with actually going down and creating our own faction or joining the Axis. So I went down there and let's see. Demonstrate our policies for peace. Sure, let's do that one. Oh, God damn it. I hate that I actually have to do it.
It's the first step in your negotiations for the lifting of the army restrictions you have.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to get into the faction and you say screw the restrictions.
Yeah, they can either screw you, they can maybe accept if you have been nice enough with them and with your neighbors, or they can even request that you actually demonstrate these policies of peace by signing an official treaty with any of your neighbors, a non-aggression treaty.
Ah, that's evil.
It depends on the situation of the Balkans.
We're not going to do anything like that. Screw that. Screw peace. I mean, I love peace. Just let me rearm my army, please. There we go. So we can go down right now and get a military dictatorship, and the fascists are going to take power in this nation. And now we're Georgie right there. So instead of being a political advice right now, he was moved up into power.
Yeah, and he's not very good at it.
Incompetent leader. No. From power.
You really don't want him there.
One slot for us. So Alexander, welcome to the political cabinet. Oh, lovely, -5% there. So both having war economy and extra consumer goods reduction right there. Not the greatest ability, but pretty good. Pushes down all the way to 2 civilian factories being restricted, 14% consumer goods. Really, really nice. So if you also have built up a civilian industry, you can build some stuff really, really fast.
Alexander Tsankov, by the way, is one of those that can also become a country leader, a fascist country leader, once you integrate them. You are fascist as you have integrated the National Social Movement. You will have a decision in the political tab that will allow you to put him in charge instead of Hristo Lukov. And also, Hristo Lukov will eventually die, as historically he was martyred by Fatherland Front partisans. So once this happened, if you have integrated the National Social Movement, fascist, of course, the event where you see that Hristo Lukov has been assassinated and will let you choose between having a new generic national legionaries leader or changing to the National Social Movement as a party with Alexander Tsankov as the head of the state.
That's pretty cool. Like, depending on how everything goes and what you have picked, you're going to get some different options to decide, I'm going to do this or this. So we're going to first try to peacefully just negotiate our rearmament. If they say no, I think we might just go straight down right here and actually do Fate of the Balkans instead, which creates the Greater Bulgarian Federation, which means we can just say, well, screw it, and we're going to refuse the arm restriction. So we're giving peace a chance. Oh, here, appoint Alexander Tselno as prime minister.
Oh, is it there already?
Yes, that would be pretty nice. Oh, he's a great leader. He's a really, really great leader. Let's see. Come on, I don't want to lose. Oh, damn it, I didn't time this well at all. I'm going to wait and waste 10 days on just waiting for a decision to finish, depending on what folks I want to do. So, UK, you want to give back my power? Nope. Okay. Then we're going to go straight down right here and do Fate of the Balkans. Let's create our faction, screw Germany, and try to make up something by ourselves.
By the way, the Fate of the Balkans branch is a very aggressive one. So it relies on you subjugating the Balkan nations and becoming like the master of all of them, the overlord, puppeting them. That's why, by the way, Ferdinand the First is the best man for this kind of branch, because he also has some benefits and some bonuses for puppets.
It's also a really cool path. Just Return of the Tsar Ferdinand the First. It's just restore Byzantium time. Well, that's Bulgaria. And there we go. Natural social integrated. We have everything up and rolling. And now, UK, you don't want to let us rearm? Well, just screw you. We're going to rearm anyway. Oh, that feels nice. Screw the allies. With the current army experience we have, I think I'm just going to do some very simple. Throw in the artillery right there and anti-air as support. And later when we can, both logistics and field hospitals. And then we're done supportive-wise. But yeah, like I said, to begin with, just artillery and support anti-air. And by me finishing this sentence, we are, of course, going to have 20 army experience, so I can actually just stop. God damn it. My troops started training. Stop training. That's why it took longer. There we go. 20 army experience. Now. Shit, I just wanted to say. And they are perfectly timed it. And it was just... Damn it. Anyway, so we're finally starting to get army-ish. We're gonna set up. Oh, God damn it, I don't know. We do need a couple more troops. Let's see. I don't remember exactly how many troops there were. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 troops is what we need at the very least to have some troops assigned against both sides if you want to do any kind of aggressive war against, well, either Greece or Romania, since, well, they are the most likely targets. And yeah, of course, they're a bit mad at me. And right now, I haven't focused at all on repressing the other factions. I should have done that a long time ago with extra support we have had.
If you repress them, you will get rid of them for some time.
Yeah.
And prevent them from rebelling against you in the near future.
Yeah. So right now, we're just going down and just crushing them with whatever we have. Since we do have some spare political power right now. Let's see, worker strikes. Yeah, of course. That penalty is actually kind of harsh. Super annoying. But
yeah, and if you, how long will it take to get rid of it? Yeah, some months.
It's like
so there's an option to actually reduce that time, but it will damage some of the factory infrastructure of random states.
Oh, that's kind of harsh.
It's you will have this national spirit earlier.
Let's see. So what we're going to do, right? We're going to improve and just keep building more infantry weapons. Otherwise, after that, we're going to continue up with artillery anti-air. And for now, we're just going to skip that speech. Even though it's really, really cool, it doesn't work well right now. It's distracting. So there we go. So right now, we are just extending our... Where is it? What? Fate of the Balkans, yeah. Where the hell is my... There. I missed it twice when I just held over. Fate of the Balkans, we're first extending it, that bonus, by doing nationalist propaganda. And we're also, of course, getting the nationalist propaganda focus right here. But we're also now, we are changing the current focus, the Fate of the Balkans, to Guardians of the Balkans, which is, well, not only, it's permanent, right, as well?
The Guardians of the Balkans is permanent. Not only is permanent, but you will also add a slightly weaker version of this very same national spirit to every single Balkan nation in your faction, which at this point is
no one. But I just want the permanent bonus and we'll see.
Yeah, that's the point of this branch. You aim to be the master of all these puppets and try to threaten them to subjugate and submit to your power. Then you can actually boost them and helping you to keep control over the Balkans against the major nations or the major alliances, which you will really need to hold on.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get better anti-air guns for now. We have 22k. Oh, 22k manpower. Right. I forgot to upgrade that one. Shit. It's always something. It's always something you forget. Rally against Agrarian Union. Sure, let's do that and just push it down since, well, we're too far away from getting the next power right there. Let's see. We also have, of course, the toppled giants right there. That is, as soon as we are, well, close to any major nation, boom. Let's get a Mongol against them. It really depends on if you manage to take over Yugoslavia and then Italy messes around, but also if you just take over Yugoslavia fully, you're both neighboring Germany and Italy, so war
Yeah.
positioned against them if you want to, of course. If you want to.
But not only
Could be-
bonus, like not only war goals. The main thing there is the bonuses to attack and defense against majors.
Yeah, of course. That's a
So
really good one as well.
That's something you really need to hold your ground on, against them.
So right now, since I, as you very much seen this entire stream, kind of ignored the industry path, we were full. We didn't have any slots right here to actually build anything on. So it's kind of time to go back right here and just start getting a couple of building slots and just industry right here. This gives one building slot in all three out of 4 regions, and it just fills one of them. So this is just massively getting the building slots up and ready. So if you want to go very heavy on industry, you need to make sure that you do these decisions. They're really, really good and will help you become an industrial really powerhouse. Small one, but pretty big powerhouse in depending, well, comparatively with the scale of Bulgaria. We only have 5 more minutes to go right now, and we're getting super tight. I'm thinking, should we do a suicide war? But I don't want to die on stream. So let's see if we can get something up and rolling and just try to make some kind of last desperate defense right now. And that's 18,000. These are each 9.9k each, so that one should be able to be built right there. It is a pretty relatively good defense position if you want to like stand against right here. Because the large river to Romania, it's these 2 provinces that are kind of worrying though. But yeah, let's just get these forts built up. We're going to try to squeeze out a couple more troops if we can. We're getting the entrenchment right there. Let's get construction speed over there. Come on, just build up these goddamn forts. Improve road system, very good. Gonna improve that speed. Let's see. And otherwise, we are going to attract foreign capitals. No, we're just gonna build a national industry right there. Germany claim mammal. Oh, wow, really? We have gone a bit weird right now. So, well, actually not too weird. Italy won't invite us to, well, wait, what? Oh, shit.
Oh, the Italians want
nice.
to join
the
faction.
want to join our faction. Okay, Italy, welcome to the faction.
It can prove a worthy ally.
Huh. So if we instead then... Ooh, this is going to be more interesting. So instead of doing what we currently plan to do, we're going to do one right there. Okay, that one can still be gathered up right there. Hurry the hell up. We're going to take these troops, deploy them right now, and then assign to the Yugoslavian front instead. Come on. Okay, come on. Gather up quickly now. Troops. Thank you. Yeah, sure, they might take over this entire thing. We declare war against Yugoslavia. We call in our ally Italy. Then they're coming from the other side. And then all that matters is that we hold against Romania. And that might give us some really nice stuff. So we're going to clear that war. And yeah, we are going to get royally screwed by the Romanians, I think. So we're going to do a last stand focus right now.
Oh,
yes, so we survive for as long as possible. Exactly. We can't do anything right here. Staff officer plan, that's fine. Just hold your goddamn ground. I hate that we have to rely on Italy, but...
yeah, probably not the most reliable nation.
Yeah, and we should probably have waited until they take over Albania. So there are some mistakes that have been done throughout this stream. But, you know the best part about this? I chose this. And that's exactly the choices you're going to have to do in-game as well. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Do you want a quick war right there? Do you want to ally right there? Do you want to support this faction? Do you want to do this path? Well, I guess you're all going to have to just explore it and ignore that I'm totally winning this war, because that's exactly what's going to happen if we would have continued. But unfortunately, we are going to have to end it right now. I hate doing this, but it was a beautiful game. And this is kind of the first look of Bulgaria for you guys. Thank you, Manuel, for joining us.
For inviting me.
And next week, we are going to continue with the next and third nation of the Battle for Bosphorus, Greece. I hope you will tune in then. But until then, hope you enjoyed this World War Wednesday. And we will see you guys next time.